probably have 1,100 hours.
Do you have any questions before we start talking? Okay, well let's talk a little bit about a few things. First of all, I have a question. What do you think is the big, other than having no engine, what is the biggest aerodynamic difference between this and what you used to fly? Or how would you anticipate it being different to fly?
Well, we're sitting in front of the wing. That would be different. Usually the wing's right over the top of us or
in fact,
underneath
if it were a single-seater, the nose would be there, and this is the unnatural seat. The pilot seat, well, this is the pilot seat.
Okay.
But we have to put people in the front because that's where you solo, because of weight.
Right.
And if it's a ride, it's just a better view up there. But you'll find, when you finally go from here to this seat, wow, that seat's a better seat.
Is it?
Because you're in the CG, you feel everything. You can see the wings out your peripheral vision. In this one, you're sitting out in front of everything. That's an issue. But aerodynamically, it doesn't make much difference. Anything else?
Well, the nose wheel, you know. I mean, I guess you would have yeah, it's got nose wheels.
The older planes had skids.
Yeah.
And now anything higher performance is a tail dragger, like that with no nose wheel. But yeah, the nose wheel makes it much easier for us to teach and to solo people and all.
All right.
Aerodynamically, the big difference is the long wings.
Oh yeah.
At slow speeds, because when we turn, the difference between these two wingtips is much greater than the difference between your Mooney wings. Because at slow speeds, I mean, this one might be going almost twice as fast around a tight turn. So that does affect a lot of things. And do you remember adverse yaw? Tell me what you remember of that. Because a lot of people don't really remember that.
The propeller would be turning the plane. Is that what we're talking about? Oh, that's, I guess not.
Adverse yaw, you know what yaw is.
Yeah.
Adverse yaw is when, if you deflect the aileron only, like that, well, okay, it creates lift on this wing, but it creates more drag. So it'll bank this way, but it'll turn that way. And that's not what we want. Well, in your Mooney, that's such a minor thing, you probably hardly ever thought about using your pedals in a turn. Just do this. Well, we fly with our feet. I mean like 80%. You use the ailerons the same way, but you use them very little and you fly with your feet. And that, at first, for a guy like you, that's going to take you a while to remember. I'll have to keep reminding you, use your feet, and don't move the stick so much. I just flew 4 flights with that jet out. Same story, and he'll verify. So, fly with your feet, and so to make a normal turn, it would be pedal to stick, and then immediately, as soon as it looks right, center both. Center the control, and then maybe a little back pressure so the nose doesn't go down. And then to roll out of the turn, again, pedal and stick, but it's mostly pedal and very little stick. So that fundamental difference is there every time you try to turn, or even just try to hold course. Because if you end up trying to hold course by steering with the stick, you're holding course like this. If you use your feet, you'll go straight. We do a lot of circling because that's not required for climbing, but if the area of updraft is limited, you circle to stay in it. So circling like birds is a common activity for us. And when you're in a constant rate bank with this very long wing at moderately slow speeds, sometimes this wing just starts to drag back. So in the turn, you may need to add a little bit of rudder just to keep it going around the turn. I mean, take these wings off, and what does that remind you of? A dart. And it's, without the wings, it's designed to go straight, not turn. Also, if you're in a constant rate turn, this wing is constantly creating more lift because it's faster. Again, by quite a bit faster. So this wing's always going to want to go higher. So when you're in that turn, you may need to have rudder into the turn and stick away from the turn just to balance it and keep it coordinated. And it's natural, but it'll feel clear to you just because you haven't seen it. And then we have the string on here that has been pulled off. There's a string, just trails. and it's your turn and bank. So if you, it should be straight when you're making a turn. But if you make a slipping turn like this, the string will trail out like this. And that's all right. It's an error, but it's innocent.
Right.
If you make a skidding turn like this, the string will trail into the turn, and that's a sign that you're doing the wrong thing. And because in gliders, the glider we're flying is spin-proof. It really is. But the earlier gliders, because of this long wing problem, they were spinners. And if you skid your turn to final approach and you stall this way, and you're dead.
Mm.
And so for that reason, skids, turning with excess rudder, is just not allowed in gliders. If you skid one turn on your check ride, you bust. You just don't skid. It's okay to slip, even if it's a mistake, but no skidded turn. That's an issue. That may be all we need to talk about aerodynamics. I will discuss one thing for the toe, and I'll be flying the toe. What we find is, even if you're brilliant, if you haven't towed yet, you can't. And so it's the hardest part to learn. Even though it's easy enough to do, it's hard to learn. So you'll want to observe my toe, and I'll point out something. We need to always match his bank. So if he's in a 2-degree bank, and we're not, we're going different directions. So the top of your instrument panel is flat in this plane. Just put it level with the toe plane's wings, whatever. Even if you're out of position, you want to match his bank. Toe plane. So if we're in a turn, when he starts his turn, he'll pull this left wing faster, and it'll start to go up. And so I won't, this will happen on this very flight. When we take off and he starts his departure turn, I will not initiate bank, but it'll happen. What I'm going to have to do is now start using left stick to prevent over banking. That's another issue that's just not intuitive. And I'll point it out and you'll see the evidence clearly. Then we just stay with him, even if we're out of position, we just match his attitude and he'll pull us back into position. I may show you a couple secondary things on the toe, advanced stuff that would be on your 10th lesson or something. But that's probably all we need to talk about other than the soaring part, and we can talk about that in the end.
Okay.
Now, after all that, do you have any questions now?
How long would it take to get qualified?
Okay. I always have to answer this question, and I hate to.
And of course it depends.
Yeah. It depends on a lot of things, and I have found that age is the single biggest variable for student pilots. I'm 64, and if I was starting now, it would take a long time. But you already have some previous training. You'll go for water, and so that'll help.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you had 1,100 hours helps a lot. If you had 400 or 500 hours, it wouldn't help much. Also, on that question about getting the rating, this is one kind of flying where you can have the rating. You can force it and get your rating by tomorrow night, but you wouldn't know how to stay in the air. And in this kind of flying, if you can't levitate and keep the plane up, you don't need a license. So our strong advice is don't concentrate on getting the rating, concentrate on learning the art.
Yeah, getting
The rating will
comfortable.
fall in your pocket when you're ready. But back to your question. I would guess if you have average talent, not superior or inferior, with your prior experience, if you did instruction every week, you could complete your rating in 6 months or so.
Okay.
And I've seen 15-year-old kids figure it out in 30 seconds. But that's just our scene. Now about the lift, we'll have a lot to talk about when we're up there. And it's a flying soaring. So and we'll share stick time. You'll get some, but I'll have to fly it to show you what to do.
That's fine. Right.
Any other question? Okay, then we can go.
Okay.
You may want sunshine. You got it. You have a good flight?
Yeah.
Is that your first?
Yeah.
Not your last?
No.
Am I going to 6? Yes.
Stay in your plane.
Oh, yeah. Have fun. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm allergic to light. I have to cover up all, like, even this.
That's
Wow,
interesting.
allergic to it. huh?
Allergic, huh? I've never heard of
I
that.
didn't know it till I moved here.
Yeah,
And
well,
then my skin attacked me.
the heat here too doesn't help, I'm sure.
Yeah.
How long have you lived here?
Hmm?
How long have you lived here?
I first moved here in '95, so it's been 20 years off and on.
Huh?
Wow.
We're going to take this golf cart. We can all sleep on the front.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I moved here in 1970.
Really? To where exactly?
Well, I was in Lancaster, N12 and 20th, but I've been in a lot of different places. Right now, we live right over here on Juniper Hills.
In Juniper Hills, yeah. Right by Double Spongeball.
I've been flying for too long in New England, but the weather's always bad. And I did research. Before I ever had internet, I did research to find the best soaring site for year-round. This is the place.
Really?
The best place in North America for year-round.
Where were you in New England?
Vermont.
I grew up in New York, but
It's horrible.
yeah, kind of like snow.
These two planes superficially look alike. They're totally different manufacturers. They are similar airplanes, but they're different. We're going in this.
Okay.
A6, so that way I can look for when you're coming in.
Okay.
There'll be a red number under our right wing.
Okay.
A6.
Okay. I'll look for that. Okay.
You can start filming now.
Pushing for you. And
Do you want me to take pictures or film?
Film.
Okay.
you have a cushion? No, not a lumbar. No, not a lumbar. I'm sorry, I'm going to run back and get you a cushion.
Oh, okay.
Take a look the plane over. Just don't touch the clear plastic and feel free to. Oh, I'll let you get in.
That way I can take a picture. I can take a picture of you inside.
If you climb in, your weight will lower the nose. I'm going to get this cushion here.
Okay. Oh, I think I was recording the whole time there.
Oh.
Probably hope I don't run out of film.
I will fly on back up to start over. When you're soaring, having the proper speed within 2 or 3 knots is critically important to good results. You can fly whatever speed, but if you don't fly the appropriate speed, you don't climb good and you don't get anywhere. So I'm always flying carefully about my airspeed, but I never look at the airspeed indicator. I just never look at it.
Okay.
Because I just always deciding, should I go faster or slower? And that's good enough for me, and it works because I've taught myself to fly without the instruments. But this outer ring, this is your VSI. Glider pilots call this a variometer, or vario. It's a little different because it's, for one thing, it only goes to 1,000 feet per minute. But also, it's dampened so that it doesn't jump around a lot. This outer ring is telling you what speed to fly. It should be centered, the index pointer at 0. If the needle is down here, it's saying go that speed. That's the one part of the panel that I advocate you use.
Go that speed to maintain level flight, or
to maximize the glide. And here's the point.
Okay.
If you're in rising air, fine. But if you're in sinking air, you'll get a flatter glide by lowering the nose and going faster. So it's like you're already losing money, so invest to get away from it. And then, that's pure lift. Dust Devil! Close your canopy! That's just beautiful. It's ugly, but it's beautiful. And if you're in the air, you dive toward those things, and they throw you along. Now, what was I saying?
We're talking about the the variometer and trying to fly at whatever speeds on the outer ring.
Yeah, like I finished that point.
Okay.
We're probably ready to move on. And we have another tow plane will be back real soon. We'll tow them, and then another one's going to pick us up. What was I about to say? Oh, well, one thing I do need to say, if I ask you to adjust the volume of the radio, it's just this one button. Try not to even touch that with your knuckle because you might change frequencies.
Okay.
And I'll use the radio just for the calm, you know.
Okay.
There's a trim right down here.
4.0.
The green lever,
Uh-huh.
that's a trim, and there's the indicator, the red mark.
Okay.
And we'll probably want it about there, but when you're flying it, if you have pressure and you just want to relieve the pressure, just move the trim. That's what it's for.
Okay.
The rudder pedals, are they too far away?
They're quite a ways away, yeah.
2 feet back. Try that. Is that perfect?
Feels pretty good, yeah.
Okay. This is the tow release for our tow hook.
Okay.
Don't pull it unless we ask you to. And this is the brake sealer. That's the spoiler. This handle does that,
Okay.
and the wheel brake both.
Huh? Okay.
And if wheel brake's good enough, I can touch down and smoke the tire if I want to.
You have that back there with you,
Oh,
though,
I have everything back there but control of the radio.
including the tow release?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't want to be pushing on that, that's the radio.
Okay.
So you're strapped in, feel quite comfortable?
Yeah.
I'm going to close the lid so you get a sense what that feels like. Now, another little detail, these will close to latch your canopy, both, but don't do that until I've latched mine, for reasons I can discuss later.
Okay.
While we're waiting, I'm going to tighten these screws. This plane's 3 years old, but yeah, these things get loose often. I don't have a good screwdriver handy. It's not going to fall off, but that should be tighter right there.
Ready to check?
And do ask any questions as soon as they come up. As soon as that's moved, he's going to come pick us up and pull us onto the run.
Okay. Who's the young girl that's helping out there?
Her name is Alike.
Yeah, she was one of my students.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I teach English over here at.
Oh,
I saw her one time. I was about a year ago. I was out here, and I said, "Oh,
yeah, she's taking pre-med at Northridge.
oh, good for her.
She's a wonderful kid.
Very smart. Yeah, she was an honor student."
Okay, now I'm just going to take a picture of you. I've been videoing.
Okay.
Stop videoing.
So let's talk about the lift.
Okay.
My first day as a glider student, they're talking about lift on the wing, but then lift in the air. There's 2 kinds of lift, aerodynamic and atmospheric. I wish we had different words.
Yeah.
But the atmospheric lift is thermals, the warm bubbles,
Right.
and there's other kinds, but today it's mostly about that. And then here at this location, one of the reasons it's a great site is we often have marine air coming in, meeting the desert air, and when they come together, it all goes up. So those mountains are not just a great place for a lot of things, they're also usually where there's converging links. I'm going to start climbing in.
Okay.
And if you need to be tighter, just probably won't be very rough. You want me to call a like over here?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'll see her before we leave.
And smile.
Huh.
Oh, that's not her. That's her sister.
Oh.
Oh, did you need something or?
No. I was just telling Dale that Alik was one of my students.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Like-
You know her,
Yeah.
her sister Eileen. That's
I don't-
who we were looking at.
I'm not sure if I do or not. I don't remember.
She's 17 now, I think.
So
Do me a favor. Hold your elbow here, and then hold your hand here. Just prevent it from closing.
Oh, I see. Just holding it.
Would you grab that lumbar for me?
Yeah,
It's on the
you got
front
it.
seat.
Give it a good grip there, so it won't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's no lumbar. Hey, you got a lumbar back there?
That's all right. I got it.
Yeah, I do. I got it.
Fine.
Go ahead,
We're ready to go out.
Your contact, what's your position? We're 7,000 feet overhead, they're still coming back.
So
Copy that.
20,000 feet?
What's that?
Did you say 20,000 feet?
Please, it's 7.
Oh,
Okay, Dan, I gotta move. They told me.
bye-bye.
And your name's Dan.
Yes, sir.
So do ask any questions.
Okay, the brake just moved forward. Is that? Oh, okay.
Yep, sure.
As an educator, I'm sure you understand, I want my students to ask questions.
Right.
If they don't ask questions, I worry about it. Oh, look at that dust devil over to the right there.
Oh,
A
yeah.
mile away.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's starting to happen everywhere. Sure enough, 2 o'clock. That's when it usually happens.
Can you see him up high?
Atmospherically, if we had a humid climate, this would be a thunderstorm.
So are you getting downdrafts on the other side of that? Or
All the way around it.
all the way around it?
Think of it this way, a thermal is like a mushroom. It goes up in the middle and descends on the outside. And those dust devils, that's a little different species, but it's the same. Pull back a little, Aaron. Now. He'll push down the tail and turn us. Right now, your weight is keeping us on the nose.
Who's turning us?
Somebody at the tail.
Oh.
Now, the weight is kind of just too small. Good. Takeoff is good as it is. All right. Now, I'll help you with the
Push that one forward.
Yeah, that one devil over there on the first ridge, I think it'll be straight south of here when we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're ready. Now, I've done my quick and dirty checklist. I'm going to quickly narrate it for you.
This microphone here.
Just keep it out of your way.
Okay.
And don't touch that push button on the top of the stick.
Got it.
10-meter set, belt's good, controls free and clear, cable hooked, canopy's locked, dive brakes are locked. He's going to level the wing, and as soon as the rope is straight, we wag our pedals for takeoff. This is the takeoff plan.
Okay.
Now, I'm on 2 wheels, keeping the wing level, and steering with my feet. Now we're on 1 wheel. The plane just lifts in the air. If it touches back down, I won't do anything about it.
Crystal traffic, Academy 1 overhead circle, turning right hand downwind for runway 25 Crystal.
Landing for an aborted takeoff and emergency landing. What do you think so far?
Very smooth.
I do this so much, it always seems weird to take off in an airplane that's not being pulled.
Yeah. I imagine.
Actually, I've done this for a living for over 30 years. Never had never had a flight, unless it was a helicopter.
Is that right?
I flew them enough to know I wasn't interested. So now, when he starts his turn to the right, I won't initiate the bank, but there it is.
Now you didn't do that, it just happened. Okay.
I try to stay at about level with him, so he's at about the horizon. And I'm straight behind him, pointing outside of the turn. This is proper technique. Those little hills in Lake LA are lower than this airport.
Really?
Yep.
What is the elevation?
3,400. Now, I may take a chance on something here and get off low, just so we don't have to go toe high.
Okay.
But there's a possibility I'll have to take another toe, but I don't think that's going to happen. Right here. We're barely above landing pattern height. I think I can climb away and stay up all day. And if not, I'll take another toe.
Okay. Did he know you were going to drop off right then?
No, he didn't.
No.
And I shouldn't have gotten off that soon. But it felt so good, now I have to pay the price. This is a sport after all.
Right.
And I'm pretty unabashed about the sporting attitude.
What happened to our thermal? Did it go?
We just flew back into it.
Okay.
When I turned away from the tow plane, I flew out of it. So now we're in it.
Okay.
And now I need to stay in this turn and begin climbing. We're obligated to turn right away from the tow plane.
Right.
And when I did that, we lost the lift. So I had to go back and find it, and now we're climbing slowly. And as we go up, the thermal will get bigger and stronger. Well, it should. It may not, but most thermals get bigger and stronger as we rise.
Bigger meaning fatter? I mean...
Fatter and stronger. Now, this is not the dust devil that I saw that I wanted to tow to.
Right.
It's now gone, but it's straight ahead of us about a mile. And I really think maybe this lift and that lift are part of a line of lift. So as soon as this climb weakens, I'm just going to head south on what I think is the line of lift.
Okay.
And it's important to point out that this entire thing, you know, there's some science involved, but for the most part, our moment-to-moment decision-making is just improvisational, creative thought. Just trying to imagine what it's doing and what to do about that. We've already climbed 500 feet off the toe, and we're climbing 500 feet a minute or more. Does the circling feel okay?
Yeah, feels fine.
Okay. Now, let me talk about what I'm actually doing right now. And you should be following me, by the way.
Okay.
To stay in this lift, we need to have a perfectly round circle. And for a perfectly round circle, we need a constant attitude. But the thermal is trying to disrupt our attitude. It's pushing us all over the place. So everything I'm doing right now is intended to hold this attitude and keep us in this one place. I'm resisting everything the air is doing. That's why I'm using both pedals. I'm just trying to hold the attitude, and our climb is increasing. The climb rate is increasing. We've already gained 1,000 feet.
Wow.
Isn't this amazing?
Yes, it is.
Well, you're in the best site in North America, so it ought to be amazing.
Well, I'm amazed at what I'm not. I wish I could see what you're seeing.
Well, what I'm seeing is the horizon. I'm looking out the front. You're right here, just trying to hold attitude, and then I'm feeling.
Right.
And you can feel when the lift is stronger, and you notice that when it feels stronger, it's louder as well. Because whatever our ambient noise level is, updrafts are louder and downdrafts are quiet. So now I'm happy that we got off early, so long as I don't make you airsick climbing like that.
So far I'm good. I don't think I've ever gotten airsick. I get seasick, but I don't get airsick. I guess it's the first time for everything.
Well, this is called thermaling, the activity of circling in a thermal. And it's kind of like a white magic trick. At first, it just doesn't seem like it's possible.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the more you suffer, the easier it becomes. Now, how high do we have to be to glide to those mountains? Well, the nearest real hill is about 5 miles, which means I need 1,000 feet of altitude to use to glide that far.
And we're talking about the hills behind us here.
Yeah. And so I'd like to go at least 1,000 feet higher than this before leaving here. But if I have to leave here, I will. Take my chances with what happens out there. And when you hear me say taking chances, it's not chances with safety. It's just taking chances with easy success.
Yeah.
And like any sport, you have to take a chance or you just don't get to play. And like any sport, if you don't want to be aggressive, you choose to be the loser.
Okay, got louder.
Yeah. But notice how I'm using quite a bit of pedal now and then, but very little stick. Because in this turn, I'm using rudder for yaw, for roll, pitch, and yaw. Notice here, I'm going to give it right rudder just to lower the nose. Or left rudder to raise the nose. Much more of this will be high enough to just glide over the mountain. Who knows, you might end up higher there than you are here when you get to your ride. The thermals today are going roughly a mile higher than this.
Really?
And on a typical
5,000 feet higher, so you'd be at 12,000.
Yep. And if it were a more typical weather, it would be 14,000 or higher. I'm actually thermal to 18,000 here.
Really? You carry oxygen?
Oh, well, we can. We don't have it right now. Okay, now we've lost our lift. I think it's still there. If I don't find it right here, we'll just move on. But I think that same lift is right here on the right. And I still suspect that this is part of a line that runs to the south. So now I'm going to turn and head south.
Okay.
So we got off at about 47. So yeah, we've more than doubled our height above the surface. Now we're going to head straight for that. There's a fire road straight ahead of us. The intersection up on top.
Yep.
We're going to go for that. Now we're still climbing. And you will get some good stick time down. And now I'm going to demonstrate the speed to fly concept, where we go slow in updrafts, and then in downdrafts go fast. We're getting fairly close to stall speed. We begin lowering the nose.
What is the stall speed?
35.
Okay.
So look at that, we're climbing 600-700 feet a minute.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a line of lift. This is a shear line. And I can almost promise you, when we get back to the airport, there'll be a strong west wind. This is the terminal end of the west wind, and it's marching in. Wow. I'm pretty impressed by the lift here.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, I don't know. I have nothing to compare it to, but...
Now we're going to hurry over to that hill. Yeah, I think it might be time for you to take over now. I want you to fly straight and level right there. Pick some landmark and go straight. Where those two dirt roads come together, you just want to go there. And use ample rudder and very little stick. You need to raise your left wing. There. Now let's go much faster. We're in downdraft. And we may have pushed down as far as it may be all sink ahead. We'll find out. When we get a south wind off the mountains, it's all downdraft over here. Now you're leaving that sink. When we leave it, we'll pull up. The speed is 70, which is moderate, not very fast. Pretty good. Go about 5 degrees left and just continue. Just make a left, yeah, more pedal.
Oh.
And then when you roll out of this one and turn, more pedal. right pedal.
Right pedal? Okay.
Now, once we're on the hill, I think we'll start finding good lift. Any questions so far? Any questions so far?
No, I'm trying to think of a question.
We were sinking pretty fast, so it's good to be going fast. I'd be going a little faster even. And now we're on the sunny side of the mountain, we'll probably start hitting more normal.
There we go, up.
So yeah, I'm going to take over now.
Okay.
Once we've done climbing, I'll let you fly over. You familiar with where we are right here?
Yeah, pretty much.
Center Canyon?
Uh-huh.
And that bowl in the hill right there, we call that the chimney, because it collects so much sunlight, it heats the air and thermals bubble up out of it.
Really?
So we're going to go right there now, and I strongly expect a good thermal. I want to be a little bit downwind of it, so I'm not going over it so much as where I think the thermal will be. You're getting bouncier.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're going to need to go back out to the desert. I think the mountains are shut down for the day.
Yeah.
We'll find out real soon. One of the many things I love about this sport is you never know what's going to happen next. And it helps to have a lot of skill and experience, but almost anybody can come up here and have a great time if they just know how to avoid danger. Now here we're coming into the lowering the nose so I can turn steep if I want.
Is this the prison down here?
Yeah. So now we may have even more lift than before. Amplified by the terrain.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
800 feet a minute.
That's not at all uncommon. In some locations you'll never see that. But here it's just normal.
Huh.
You just hit the peg. So we've already regained the altitude we lost getting here. And if we gain 1,000 feet, we can jump on the big mountain.
Jump on the what?
The big mountains.
Oh, okay.
Need to get a little higher first. And that's happening. My personal benchmark, because I'm usually flying first thing in the morning, if I can gain 300 feet, I can probably stay up till dark.
Really?
And now we're 3,000 feet higher than our release. But again, notice how little I move the stick. Because first thing people do is start this.
Right.
And that just doesn't help at all.
I've only flown one stick plane, other than this one now. Was a Satabria, I think.
I'm going to go left. It feels like more lift on that side. Well, starting exactly when I was a beginner pilot, I've been asking other pilots, do you prefer a yoke or a stick? And everyone says they prefer a stick. So why do they even put the yoke in there?
I'm sure it feels more like flying.
Well, it feels more like driving.
Gliding, okay.
And it's nice to not have something between your legs.
Yeah.
Especially in a crash. But that shouldn't be the main point. Alright, we're above 8,000. A little higher, we'll head for the big mountain. You still feel fine?
I'm feeling great.
Hard not to. Have you ever flown in this local area?
No. Well, I flew out of Fox Field, but I really would stay away from the mountains.
Right. The mountains are the whole game for a rider. The bigger the better. The only thing locally better than neutral is the air. It's so much bigger. So now, we're headed toward what's Mount Lewis there ahead of us, and we're still climbing. As soon as the climb quits, I'm going to dive toward that mountain to get there higher.
This is Mount Lewis.
Yeah, Mount Lewis. And this one peak ahead of us is the single best source for a thermal for maybe 60 to 100 miles. Because the other side of it's dark rock facing the afternoon sun. So now we're going to bite the bullet, get to the tip. In this airplane, 90 to 100 is pretty fast. You can go 140, but that would just be a dive. But gliders use pretty much the whole speed range, and we also use the whole envelope in terms of attitude.
Very interesting.
For us, a 60-degree bank isn't all that steep. Now, I'm going to lower the nose and really attack the hill rather than sneak up on it. So I have the initiative, not the hill. I have the power to turn away if I need to. And I have the speed to zoom up when we get there. So I'm flying aggressively, but I'm flying smart. You ready for a pull-up? This will be fun.
Okay. Wow.
Now we're in sync.
That was amazing.
But now, off the top of this hill, there should be a thermal that's several thermals combined. We'll see.
Off of the marine layer, whatever.
But it's just every side of this hill is hot, and all the air is flowing up. So there should be a big thermal off the top, but I'm not finding it. All right. Try on the right. This is all guesswork, and so sometimes an educated guess is just the wrong one.
Yeah.
The thermal may be coming off that little point. So I'm going to try it. But notice how quickly we climbed this big mountain off of a low toe from the airport. 6 miles away, actually 8 miles away from here.
Ooh.
Is that body in there,
No.
the bump?
No, I just not expected.
You should expect it. Flying in the mountains in the glider, you're going to get bounced around.
But you know, that's the one thing I used to love about, to a certain degree, I would like a little turbulence.
Yeah.
More interesting.
Yeah, I think maybe the mountains have shut down. We should have had a very good updraft there. We didn't find a thing that was down. Look how much down is that. I haven't even been talking about upslope winds because we don't have much wind today.
Right.
But upslope winds, you can climb the whole mountain that way. So one more try here, just give up and go back to the desert. But you have to have a good look at these mountains. I've been a mountain pilot since my beginnings here, and before here, and I feel more at home here than I do on the highway. Does it seem like you're quite safe?
Well, I wouldn't be honest if I didn't say it's kind of weird flying this close to the trees.
We haven't even seen close.
But I feel confident you know what you're doing.
Close is inside of a wingspan.
Oh.
There's the updraft. Okay, this is coming from both sides of this ridge. And so it might push either wing up because both sides are working. It's not the same rate. This points out why a glider pilot wants to be on top of a hill or on top of a ridge if possible. Now we have to turn back because we can't get above it. But this point down here also might be a great kicker for a thing. It is. Yeah. Flying gliders at this great site, it's easy to look like you know what you're doing. Now I'm going to do a dive to the right, just so I can come back up sooner. is mostly warm air rolling up the hill, not a thermal so much as just a sheet of warm air. But there's the headwind. There's another one. Now we do have a little bit of wind blowing us right to left, and that's helping. And once we're on top of the big ridge, we should be able to, once again, have lift up both sides. Trouble getting that last few hundred feet to the top of it. You feel fine?
Yeah.
I remember the night these woods here burned. It was about 10 years ago.
Really?
I was in Lancaster, and this whole area right here was just glowing red. And then occasionally a tree would explode like a bomb. Yeah, that was the secret there. We're going to get off of that. It's just not working good. So, it's your time to fly.
Okay.
Take us out of the canyon any old way you'd like. And maybe make a few turns and get used to using mostly pedals. Anything you want to do. If you want to experiment, you can't do anything that hurts the airplane.
Okay.
So, the only two things you don't want to do is hit something or go too fast. Too fast would be double push speed. The string in front of you, the forward end where the tape is, that's pointing, that's your ball.
Okay.
So, if the string is trailing to the right, you need left pedal. What do you think?
I love it.
So, if you had paid for that code, that would probably be $30. You could fly to fly.
You fly all day after that.
Yep. The code was intended to be a 5,000 foot code, and that would have been 100. Saves us the fuel.
Somebody waiting on it. I'll tell you what, why don't you take your time coming down? We do need it, but it's a long way home. Okay, well,
Anything you'd like to experiment with, flying the airplane, feel free. The stall is extremely dominant, cannot spin, and just make it like it. If you go out towards the airport, you'll have more rising air out there.
Say again?
If you go out towards the airport, you'll find that lift again.
Okay.
Beautiful. This stuff forgotten how to fly. You find these nose yawing back and forth, you just need more pedals. Feel this place full?
Yeah. My house is right down over there.
You know Les Hurdle?
Say again?
You know Les Hurdle?
No. Name's vaguely familiar.
He lives right there in the middle of that nearest block. He's a British retired drummer.
Oh. He's not the guy that played with Cream, was he?
No, he was a retired bass player. He kind of played with everybody for a while. He was a second man.
Les Hurdle. The name sure sounds familiar. I know there's some guy. There was a guy in Crystal Air who was the drummer for Eric Clapton, and maybe it was this guy. I don't know.
Maybe. Let's go a little faster. Secure the down drive. So people have flown from our, now you can scroll up back in the lift. People have flown from our glider port in one hop to Canada and to Texas. That's like 900 miles. Now, the world altitude record used to be in this valley 49,000 feet.
Really?
But somebody broke it recently in Argentina by 1,000.
You say somebody flew to Texas?
Yep.
Just hitting thermals the whole way?
No, he's using more exotic stuff.
7900.
but thermals were involved. So do some maneuvering, get to know the airplane. You can't hurt yourself, just go ahead and push it around.
I thought it was going to land there for a second. Kind of way off.
Notice how it's reasonably quiet.
Very little.
Right above the San Andreas Fault. That's good. On the horizon, straight ahead.
174.
This is safe. Let's go to the right, get away from it. More cover. So she's easy to fly, huh?
It is.
Let's come more to the right. I think I know where we need to go from there. You want to aim to the far end of the airport. You see the airport, right?
Yeah.
Aim to the far end of it. Now we're coming out of the thing. So as a glider pilot, you get to know the sky like you get to know a lover. You know it's good, but it's going to be different. What to do about it. And sometimes you're just completely blown away. You got no idea. Now we're just riding in lift. It's like bumping. Use your feet to hold your heading.
Okay. That was too much fun, right?
Yeah. At the top of your instrument panel, level with the horizon. Just back and forth, left and right. You can fix that with pedal. Like that. As we go, just don't bear to the left, bear to the right. That'll keep us in lift.
I think if you gotta be forward as you go, usually the moment
What's that airport out there? I didn't know there was another airport.
There's three right ahead of us.
Yeah.
Actually four. The nearest one is Bryant Ranch. It's an ultralight strip, and on either side there's others. And way out where the white buildings are, that's Great Butte Field. Which is where they build and fly the Predator.
Oh, really?
That's all lift out here. So you're climbing, but whatever you're doing, you're going up. This plane weighs nearly 900 pounds. One of the peculiarities of this sport, if you're going for speed or distance, you can fill the water with fill the wings with water, and raise your gliding speed. And then if you can't climb, you just dump the water.
Do we have water in it? No.
No, this plane doesn't take water. And most racing things do. More pedal.
What time do we need to be back for the next flight?
Not too much.
More pedal when you roll in than when you roll out.
Yeah, my bad. Forward.
We're in the downdraft, aren't we?
Yeah, just go straight and we get back in the up again. Now you're in the up. And resist everything you feel, because every updraft is trying to push you into a downdraft. It's sort of like the opposite of a bug in the drain. You just resist the current. Look at that.
10,000 feet a minute.
Yep.
That's forward. Just a high overhead. 2,000 feet overhead.
The booming shear line on the first bridge.
So, I'm sorry, what?
I was talking to the radio. Use more pedal. You need to go left. Because the lift
left?
on the left pushing you away.
I see.
If the lift pushes your wing up, you lean into it. Like that. You feel all that resistance, and your job is to push at it. And it takes you up. Amazing. I've been teaching this for 35 years and it's still amazing. These live locally, you probably realize this is only about the second day of summer now.
Yep, it's been a cold winter.
Yep. So the one drawback at this great site is we seldom have cumulus to mark the upright. You got to find it by braille. Most places, each thermal is marked in the cloud.
Well, I know I wouldn't have any idea where to go. Whoa, what do we got here?
Well, today I don't either. You find it by flying into it. There it is. You find it. Now it's on the right. Lots of right rudders.
Red too, there's a
Little resistance. There it is.
Yep, yep.
The rider way below is climbing in the same way.
Which side?
On the left now. Great. Another one of the fun aspects of this kind of flying, because we're slow, and because we have very good visibility, we often fly it very close together. I've flown close enough to use hand signals for the other pilot.
Really?
And in fact, if two pilots know each other, sometimes they can't resist getting into dogfights. Since we don't have gunnery, it's just, the object is to get on the other pilot's tail. Look at that lift rate. Wow.
9,000.
Yeah. Rider straight ahead on the horizon. Now 11 o'clock. I see two over there. One above the horizon, one below.
I haven't got either one.
Here, let me take over. I'm going to hurry over to this nearest glider.
Okay.
That's another one of the beauties of this is we get to fly close enough to enjoy looking at this plane in the air. And he's pretty much straight ahead of us, below the horizon. Just keep looking, you'll see him eventually.
Oh yeah, I got him.
At the moment I don't.
He's coming at us, looks like, but he's way below us.
Oh yeah. Okay, well, maybe we'll find the other guy who's above the horizon.
There, he's over there. About 130.
Yep. Well, now we're high enough to get on top of the mountain. You want to go back there?
Sure.
Okay. Now, who knows? We may end up too low when we get there. But that peak in front of us is 8,000 and we're at 95.
That's Pallet Creek? I mean, Pallet Mountain?
No, that's Williams.
Williams.
Way out to the right. So, one of the things I like to emphasize, especially with kids, is this is one of the few things in life that is so easy to do it except fun. You only do it, this is just plane. You have to be done safely when you can. It's hard to have lift on. Now, straight ahead of us, that kind of rinses out. Right in front of us, because yeah, the spur reaching toward us. We'll get there first, and Bobby just climb right on up. So for this glider, 80 is not bad. And now it's 7. On a good summer day, I can outrun freeway traffic from Vegas to Reno. Because I'd be flying faster than this to save time. The climb is so strong. See something shiny there ahead?
Yeah.
Well, jet crashed there 40 years ago, right on top. It's down both sides of this thing.
Really?
You'll see lots of parts when you get over there.
How many years ago?
More than 30, maybe 40. Big piece of the tail is sitting right on the inside. hiking destination. We just call it the crash site. Look straight under it, straight down. Your tail.
Oh yeah.
Now we see if we can climb here. But it still thinks maybe the mountains are shut down for the day. It's not a working day. But there's a southerly wind over here, so I ought to be on the south side of the hill to make it work. So here we make connect. So now we're going to go back to the desert.
Academy 7, office.
Roger, Tango Bravo, word pattern,
That's quite a rock down there.
That's a mecca for rock climbers.
I'll bet.
Oh, Williamson Rock.
Williamson?
Williamson Rock, and you have to go from the road down into the canyon and climb back up to get there.
Huh.
So now we have a wind from right to left, but the thermals are shot. It's not
we're
working.
going to plan to make this one a good block right now.
So the wind is upslope where we are. It's not doing very much for us. I kind of thought there'd be some hikers to way that here, but I don't see any. Alright then, it's time for you to take us back to the airport.
Okay.
Tango Bravo is
Use your feet. See the airport?
Not, yeah, okay, got it.
Yep.
Whoa.
Look at that monster dust level over there. About 10 miles.
Oh yeah, beauty.
Those are guaranteed great stuff. Hold your heading with your feet. So, at this point, you've seen what we have to show you. But I would bet that there's more to this than you expected. It's probably more fun than you thought, too.
Well, you know, when I get ready for this, I read a book on gliding, so I knew a little bit what to expect, and I saw your video, and there's a guy that flies up in Utah a lot, puts a lot of YouTube videos up. But I don't know, I was expecting to feel bumpy or it's really a very smooth experience.
It's always different. That Jason, healthy enough to talk to you by it. What book did you read?
It's not the government. I think it is the government one. It's been about a year since I was going to do this about a year ago.
Is it a textbook?
A textbook? No, it's well, it is like a textbook. Yeah, totally. I should have looked at it before I came out. I had back surgery last year, which kind of put it off for about 6 months there.
That's the right thing. You can fix that with your feet. Like that. See, what happens is, because of that adverse yaw problem, if you do any steering this way, you start wallowing back and forth.
Right.
There's a whole lot, of course, that we haven't showed you on this flight. I'm just gratified that we got off low and climbed. That's the main point. I only took one glider ride here. We climbed in the thermal and I was hooked. Did you know about the San Andreas Falls here?
About the what? San Andreas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here where the road is. The road up to the right, fall line.
What's that right there?
And then between here, that Palmdale Lake. So in this flat-looking valley, I was one time below the level of the airport and didn't have to land. I got away.
Academy 7, Crystal
About 300 feet above Mirage Lake.
Really?
Got away. That flew several hundred miles before coming back home.
Have you ever had to land out?
Oh yeah. That you can control. You can fly to certainty enough if you don't have to do it. Or you can elect to backwards, and then maybe land out.
Now, what's the standard approach for the airport?
Well, we'll go to the opposite corner of it. We'll do a right-hand tackle. You're flying well enough. I'll talk you through the landing.
Okay.
We're way high for doing that right now.
Oh, okay.
You can take us out that way, though. Northwest corner of the airport. This would be a good time to point out the Achilles heel of gliding. The one place that we're not inherently safer than a powered airplane is the left-wing flight line. It's landing into a strong headwind. Because, remember, sometimes on final approach you have to add power to keep your flight going. We don't have that privilege. So, on final approach, to lose energy, we have to lower the nose to maintain speed. That's what amounts to a shallow dive sometimes on lake flight.
Wow.
But, do it. It's fun. It's safe. Yeah, just don't want to let your speed go away and not be able to stop the descent. And so, when you land the glider, you have to keep full speed all the way down to maybe 6 feet above the ground. And then just level up. So if you're doing the landing, right now your hands on the stick and you're flying. So I'm going to move the stick in a moment to demonstrate what the flare would feel like. The flare from 6 feet to the ground will feel about like this. That's it.
Almost nothing.
I'll have to help you. Notice after all this moving around, we're in a big down gas, and it's still quite a bit higher than we got off the top. You glide down there about there in the back.
Oh, yeah.
He's on 45. Now, we haven't even used the brakes yet. So, this blue handle on the left, pull that back and see what happens. Notice it lowers your nose.
Yeah.
And so when you close that, the nose will come back up. So the nose fully extended, hands off, so go to a one-to-one glide at about 85 knots.
Was that 85 knots?
Yep.
Do we want to get that down?
If you want to, you can do that. Let's try right now. Just go full spoiler, hands off. And this is a safe way to get out of the storm. Straight down. Close the brake. Just goes back up. Who's flying right now? You or me?
I wasn't doing it, so I guess you were.
Well, I'm kind of always on it. Would you like to do any gypsy doos and semi-aerobatic stuff?
Sure.
Okay, well, I'll get a little speed. You tell me if it's too much. It's just so graceful in a glider. Aerobatics in a glider is just graceful. All right?
Yeah, doing fine.
Yeah, I'm going to do something right now. Just go for it. I'm going to see how slow I can go without stalling. Stall speed is 35 knots. And if I push this over at the right time,
Woohoo!
I got down to 25 knots and did not stall.
Amazing.
Feel okay?
Yeah, kind of. That was a little exciting.
Okay. Really good.
You were at 25 knots and it didn't stall.
Right. Yesterday I got it down to 15 by just keeping the angle of attack positive. One thing I will show you right quick about this thing is slip. You know what slips are, of course.
Yeah.
These things can slip a lot more than you're used to. That's it. Go the other way. And if we want, we can go a lot more than that. Once you get really hard, you make the plane fly backwards. I think the weight is quite right. It's not behaving quite properly. You need a little more weight than what I wanted. Now, I'm going to make the call. Yeah, I think I can talk you through the landing if you're willing to go real straight and only do what I tell you.
I'll try it.
Okay, well then you're on your 45 now.
Okay.
And keep your speed about where you've got it. Pitch out the front. That's it. Pitch out the front. Don't raise the nose. Keep the wing level. Use your feet. This is all bad air here. We're sinking fast. So you keep some more speed. Steer with your feet. Right there. Right there. That's all I want you to go right there.
Oh.
By the way, single engine pilots have a heavy right foot. And you have to be symmetrical in the plane. All this sinking air is putting us a little bit low for our pattern. But that's okay. The pattern includes some safety, excess altitude. No, it's unstable enough. I'm going to do the landing.
Okay.
Next time you get to it.
That's fine. I'll just follow you through.
There's another sinker. I have to dive through this just to get to the airport higher. So now we're on a downwind ramp. We're a little bit low, but we'll make it up. Still in sinking air. There we're coming out. Now, take a look at the airport. I could easily be landed and stopped before easy. I'll try to reach the takeoff. But this was a matter of principle, and as well as demonstrating to you, I'm going to try to touch down as soon as possible on the takeoff.
Over the intersection.
I'll start using the brakes to control the descent. And our full speed is 55 to 60. And right now, if we open the brakes, we wouldn't make it. We'd come down too soon.
Are you planning to use the brakes?
Oh yeah. So I'm making the point that I won't open them until I need them.
Right.
Now, I'm on the lookout for that wind gradient where I lose energy and have to lower the nose.
Lima Papa, is your gear down and locked?
While we're hitting so much lift, I may not be down very early. There's the wind gradient.
Yeah.
I touched the end.
Yes, you
and we
did.
bounced a little bit.
That was beautiful.
Not forgetting to clear the runway for the next guy. So that wasn't a sweet landing because I tried to make my point of touching the end.
You was.
And it turned out to be not a very well executed landing.
You know, I found different. We were so much closer to the ground when we finally touched down.
That's right. That's part of why I did it for you. Crispy buckle. Here she is. I brought him back. Just twist.
Twist.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. She's coming at you with a camera. Look at it. Somebody's been flying upside down. Lower this way because it's near the runway.
Okay. Hello.
Single seater. He's floating like we did. He's in ground effect.
Uh-huh.
Well, these sliders can use ground effect for a mile.
Really? Well, it was a very comfortable landing. Very comfortable flight. Amazing, yes. Yes. It was a great.
Yay! Say hi to everybody.
Floating like we did. He's in ground effect. Well, these sliders can use ground effect for a mile. Mile, really? Yeah, or more.
Well, it was a very comfortable landing. Very comfortable flight.
Was it?
Amazing, yes.
Did you have fun?
Yes.
Good.